Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about one of the very important section in your syllabus, and that is writing skill. As we know, writing skill is very much important, not for the sake of your examination, but for the sake of your developing different types of skills. Therefore, though today we are going to start the discussion about the expansion of idea, but let me tell you something about the comparison between class 11th and class 12th, which topic prescribed in the syllabus. So we have one comparison chart on the screen. So let me discuss something about this comparison chart. So you can easily find in the class 11, especially this writing skill deals with question number 4. So in that question, A is all about email writing and letter writing. Means you need to solve any one question among these two questions, email writing or letter writing. Then in question number 4, B, expansion of idea, blog writing and film review. 3 questions are there and you need to solve any one among these 3 questions. In the same way, question number 4, C, it is all about appeal, leaflet, report writing or view counter view. And at the end, D, it is all about speech, the art of comparing, the art of comparison, dialogue writing or interview. So this is the comparison between 11th and 12th. In the 12th class, some topics are remain same, some topics are different. So let's start the discussion with expansion of idea. Students, as we know, the word expansion means to elaborate, to interpret a particular idea. Therefore, this expansion of idea is really important question because here you can express your opinion about a particular thought, about a particular idea. So it look like personal response question. Expansion of idea is to elaborate an idea in a paragraph form. It is very important to you to understand how many paragraphs should be there in the answer. And therefore, you should understand what actually mean by or what actually mean paragraph. In a very simple word, we can use to say a paragraph is necessarily a series of connected sentences which develops one topic sentence. This is very simple definition of paragraph. But let me tell you something about how paragraph emerge. Basically, it starts from sound. In the previous lecture also, I deliberately told you about the details or the classification of sounds. In the English language, we have 44 sounds. Among that 44 sounds, 20 sounds called vowel sounds and remaining 24 sounds called consonant sounds. But in that vowel sounds, we have another classification. 12 among that 20 sounds are called pure vowel sounds and remaining 8 sounds called diphthongs. So you should remember this classification. It is very important for all the students. So my point is, we have sounds. With the use of that sound, it creates 26 letters in the English language. So most of the time, students are really confused between sounds and alphabet. But yes, with the use of letters, we made a word. And when I use the word, especially word, it means a meaningful word. And after that, with the use of such meaningful words, we make sentence. But yes, one thing is very important: how we arrange the words in the sentence. It is important. It doesn't mean just using the words means sentence, but using the words in a proper sequence, that is called sentence. So with the use of such sentences, a series of connected sentences called paragraph. Then for this expansion of idea, you have to understand one thing very clearly, that when you try to solve such types of questions, ideally it is written in 3 parts. I am talking about expansion of idea. Your first part called the introductory paragraph. The second part, it is about core element or core content. And the third and the last part deals with concluding paragraph. So in a very general way, we can use to say your first paragraph should be introductory. Whatever the topic given to you, you need to think on that topic and make your introduction about that particular topic. Most of the time, they provide you some proverbs. So you need to understand the meaning of that proverb and make your introduction. Your introduction should be like introduction. After that, second paragraph is all about the core content, means all the minute details about that particular thought should be there. And at the end of the answer, you have to conclude whatever you write in the previous paragraphs. So the thing is very clear. 3 paragraphs should be there. The first paragraph is introductory paragraph. Second paragraph should deal with core content, or what we call all the minute details about that particular proverb. And the last paragraph is all about the concluding remark. Let me tell you some minute details about introduction. When we use the word introduction, it means we just need to introduce that concept in a perfect way. But yes, you can use your own vocabulary, you can use your own way of writing, and therefore, in the very initial part of the lecture, I told you this question looked like personal response question. Means you can use your own explanation, your own way of writing in this question. And therefore, such types of questions and answers of such types of questions called the way of creative writing. So back to the point, a good paragraph is always associated with a topic sentence, either at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. This line is very important, students. A good paragraph always associated with the topic sentence. Whatever the topic sentence given to you, you should think in a proper way and then try to solve the question. Then try to make your introduction about that particular topic. The symbolism or idea should be clearly understood. Most of the time, the given topic and the word in the given topic used as a symbol. So you need to understand the proper meaning of that symbol. Then only you can justify your language. Then only you can justify your answer in a proper way. So the literal, symbolic, and metaphorical meaning needs to be given. And this is very important for the sake of writing the introduction in expansion of idea. When we try to expand or expand an idea, the focus should be on words and expression of thoughts. Your choice of words, your choice of vocabulary is really important in this question. At the same time, how you construct the sentence, that is also very important. Now you are 11th class students, so definitely we expect that you should use different types of sentences, because in the primary school, student always used simple sentences, but you need to use all the 3 types of sentences in the writings. It makes your answer unique from others. In the short, the given idea needs to be well evaluated and interpreted accordingly. This line is really important. Your idea should be well evaluated. Means you should be aware with all the minute details, whatever you want to explain, whatever you want to evaluate in the answer. So I think it is quite enough about introduction. Let me tell you some important thing about core elements. I'm not going to tell you all the details about core elements, but what I think, your perspective is very important. At the same time, exploring the perspectives give instance and anecdotes, experience or given or even personal experiences. Means you need to compare, you need to connect your personal experiences with that given topic. Then there should be unity and clarity in thoughts. And this is very important. Most of the time, we just try to expand the idea without knowing basic thing about that idea, without clarifying the meaning of that idea. Therefore, it should be, or it should define a proper type of unity in the sentences. Means your first sentence should be connected with the other sentence. Connected, it doesn't mean we are using connectors, we are using coordinative conjunctions or subordinative conjunctions. It means, just take one example for your better understanding. Suppose your first sentence is, agriculture is the base of Indian economy. And your second sentence is, I like the game of cricket most. So it look like different from each other. So your first sentence should be associated with the second sentence. Means you need to carry forward same idea in the paragraph. And therefore, unity as well as clarity of thought is very important. The third point is maintain coherence and a logical link between two distinct points between the sentences. Same point I told you in the previous explanation. Both the sentences are very much intermingling with each other. It looks like they are supporting to each other as far as meaning. For this, we should use conjunctions, conjunctive phrases, and discourse makers. Now the question is, what is mean by discourse maker? So let me explain the idea of discourse maker, because we use so many discourse makers in our day-to-day communication, but we don't know this is called discourse makers. So the phrase discourse maker reveals its own meaning. How in between the word the meaning is there. Discourse means conversation, narration, or exchanging the thought. Words that connect, mark, given direction to the communication are discourse makers. Means the use of discourse maker for to give proper direction to the communication, and it is very important. Discourse makers are words or phrases like anyone or okay, right, as I say, to begin with, use to connect. Such types of words we used as discourse makers or different types of phrases. So this is the very basic concept of discourse maker. We use some another word as a discourse makers, and as I already told you, when we speak to write, we constantly use discourse makers. In fact, we are not aware that we use them. Sorry. Especially words like nevertheless, further, similarly, therefore, by the time, to be fair, and thus. So many other words we used as discourse makers in the sentences. And if you want to make your writing unique from others, then definitely you should use different types of discourse makers in the answer. Proportion of emphasis is an important aspect. It simply means keeping the principal subject in place of prominence throughout the paragraph. Means you should carry forward same theme all over the paragraph, in all over the paragraph. Yes, definitely one topic should be there, and you need to create some subtopic related to that core theme, but just try to stick with the original concept. One another important point is there, and that is avoid too many ideas. Generally what happens, student make so many subpoints. They use one line for each subpoint. It doesn't mean expansion of idea. Expansion of idea means you have to select one theme and 2 or 3 sub-themes and then expand that idea in a unique way. So remember that this is the most creative part to demonstrate your language skill. And therefore, this is called the creative way of writing. The last segment is all about conclusion. When you try to conclude your idea, 2 most important things are there. You should end your answer with the sum of suitability or suitable quote with strong and relevant points. For example, use of proverb is appropriate at the end with a similar meaning sentence given in the topic sentence. We have one example here. Just imagine the given topic is about tit for tat. We all know the meaning of this proverb. You may sum up using another similar one, and that is reap as you sow. So the core meaning of these 2 proverbs are very much similar. So the point is, when you try to conclude your answer, you should use some proverbs, some important lines, quotations, but it should be associated with the core theme of that particular concept. Now, we just need to conclude the whole expansion of idea with this template for expansion of ideas. So from the initial level, what we need to do in the answer of expansion of idea. The first thing, you should select one proper title for that particular theme. After writing the title, the first paragraph, it should deal with introduction. And the most important thing is your introduction should be impressive. It look like the proper introduction. And as I already told you, you should use that title line in the beginning, middle, or end of the introduction. Sometime not exact line, but the similar ideas of that line. The second paragraph, what we call the core theme or core element, this is called the middle paragraph. It should be focused on, or it should be focuses on your choice of words, your way of interpretation, and evaluation of different types of ideas. I deliberately use the word different types of ideas because the title is what we call the very basic theme or idea. But under the umbrella term of that title, you need to create some subtopics, some sub ideas. So the point is, in the middle paragraph, you have to explain all the minute details about given topic. And the third paragraph is all about the convincing conclusion with a proverb or a quotation. So this is the framework of the expansion and expansion of idea. Why not we take one example to clarify this concept? On the screen, we have one example The title is Travel Broadens the Mind. Most of the students agreed with this title, that title broadens the mind. When you read the title, just take a minute, think properly about the title, about the interpretation of that title, and then try to write the answer. So the first paragraph is all about introduction. Let's see. Traveling is the best form of education. Look how the answer starts. Traveling is the best form of education, as learning from the environment is more effective. So the basic theme is travel or traveling, and he used that theme in the very initial sentence. If you live all your life in the same place, you are like to proverbial frog in a well. How they select the words, how they choose the vocabulary. Proverbial frog in a well. This group of words creates or make the deep sense of meaning. You become narrow-minded. You do not know what the world outside is truly like. There is no doubt that traveling broadens the mind and illumines the spirit. This is what we call the ideal introduction of that particular given topic. The second paragraph is about the minute details. Apart from viewing of natural and historical sites, traveling enables a person to meet different people and study their customs, modes of dressing, culture and language at close quarters. So what are the benefits of traveling? They just explain. Meeting different people makes a person broad-minded and tolerant. And at the end of the answer, in the concluding paragraph, traveling brings people closer and broadens one's outlook. It removes prejudices and helps a person to become a citizen of world in the true sense. We are always using to say, in the 21st century, we are the citizen of the world. Therefore, never lose any opportunity to travel. It will be an experience, will worth the time and money spent on it. The world is a book, and he who stays at home reads only one page. Just look at the last line of this concluding remark. This is called the proper ending point. This is called the proper termination of that answer. So student, this is all about expansion of idea. In the next lecture, we will have more discussion about some another topic in the writing skill. Thank you so much.